The moment of silence.
Well, good evening. I'd like to call to order our regular bi-monthly town board meeting for the town of Tuxedo. It's Monday, no, it's not Monday, December 27th. It's Wednesday, December 27th. I'd like to call this meeting to order exactly at 7 p.m. Would you please all rise and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance? We pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. Well, the three of us that are sitting here on the dais, this is our last town board meeting, so we'll try to make it brief. But excuse me, first I would like to start out, we lost a valued member of the community, Nils A. Gerling. I'd like to please ask everyone to respectfully hold a moment of silence in his memory. Thank you very much.
I'd just like to say something.
Please, yes, please, Michelle.
Thanks. I just want to say that I was always so impressed with Niels and how he conducted the planning board when he was chairman. He always treated applicants and the public with utmost respect, and he was very organized and did a great job as chair of the planning board, so.
Thank you. Unfortunately, I too lost a dear friend yesterday, somebody who worked with me at the library for 25 years. Mr. Declan Fox, he was basically my right-hand man at the library. We started a program there together, and he passed very unexpectedly yesterday, so it'll be a difficult night for me, so thank you for your understanding. We need to start out this evening with a public hearing on the proposed improvements to the Hamlet Sewer District. Give some background information before we actually start the public hearing. Our town engineer, Sean Hoffman, prepared a very nice summary of what this is all about. So if you have been following along at home, we've been talking about this for about 2 years, trying to get this Hamlet Sewer District in order. Basically, we have a Ferrari sewer plant that cost over $10 million to construct. If you haven't seen it yet, well, I'll still take you for a tour if you so choose. But it's top-of-the-line sewer plant, but it's connected to a Model T collection system. The collection system is the pipes and the manholes that feed the sewer system. This just serves the hamlet of Tuxedo and about 20 properties in Tuxedo Park. So as you can imagine, this was installed basically when they built Tuxedo. And so I think it's 1887 when Tuxedo became a town. And so it's old, and it's really not been repaired very much. Rob Dolbaum's guys have been keeping it going during our watch admirably, but it's time for a major overhaul, and that's what this item is about tonight. It, again, only affects people who live in this Hamlet Sewer District, and you would have received a message from the Tuxedo Farms LDC is the actual entity that owns that plant, which is overseen by myself, Michelle, and Jay Reichgott. Soon to be the new town board supervisor would designate who'll be in charge of that, for your understanding, Rick. So tonight, what we're really trying to consider, especially for the next town board, is basically getting feedback from the public about the need for this project. It's undeniable. I couldn't imagine that anyone would say, don't do this. But along with that, we would want the next town board to be able to consider financing part of this, even though we have a very healthy fund balance to support this work. as you can imagine, if you were doing a renovation of your home and the contractor told you it was going to be $500,000 and you had $499,999, you'd probably be thinking, well, sometimes something might go wrong. So that's what this is about, for the next town board to consider whether they want to finance this. But let me give you some background on this. So we asked our attorneys at Jacobowitz and Gubritz, specifically Attorney Gailey, in his December 8th request, the following is an engineering report summarizing the above captioned project, which is intended to rehabilitate portions of the Tuxedo Hamlet Sewer District sanitary collection system. Again, those are the pipes and the manholes. Also a little background, we've cameraed almost all of them. Rob Dolbaum opened every manhole. I went out in the field, trudged through parts of Tuxedo Park and seen the conditions everywhere from the East Village to the roads around Town Hall here. And so the estimates were very educated. They weren't just wild guesses about how much this project is expected to cost. But here's the basic background and the project need. The Tuxedo Hamlet Sewer District generally serves the Tuxedo Hamlet, including Route 17 corridor from approximately Southside Place north to East Village Road, and East Village as indicate in some maps that were provided. Sanitary sewage from these areas was historically conveyed through the Tuxedo Hamlet Sewer District collection system to the Hamlet Sewer Treatment Plant. That's the old plant. The Hamlet Sewer Treatment Plant is permitted to discharge up to 0.1 million gallons, so 100,000 gallons a day into the Ramapo River. The town has maintained that Hamlet sewage treatment plant in anticipation of decommissioning and transferring the flow to the adjacent wastewater treatment plant. That's the $10 million new constructed plant that I was describing a few moments ago. On January 11, 2023, the connection to the Tuxedo Reserve wastewater treatment plant, again, the new sewer plant, was completed. And the flow from the Tuxedo Hamlet Sewer District was conveyed to the Tuxedo Reserve wastewater treatment plant. So I'll pause for a second. So January 11, 2023, the new sewer plant was turned on. We all did a big whoopee, yahoo, and let me continue. On January 25th, the wastewater treatment plant contractor reported excessive flows, much higher than the 100,000 gallons that we were expecting. On January 26th, the town highway superintendent and town engineer visited the plant and reviewed the discharge monitoring reports from January 2022 to October 2022. On January 31, 2023, the town supervisor, town highway superintendent, and the town engineer obtained all of the reports for 2022, and we met to review the same and discuss a strategy for in-house inspections of the Tuxedo Hamlet sewer collection system. Between February 1st, 2023 and February 10th, the Highway Department conducted initial above-grade visual inspections of all the manholes within the Tuxedo Hamlet Sewer District collection system to identify significant sources of infiltration and inflow and identify areas for future study. So those are the two key words, infiltration and inflow. Infiltration is water that just gets into these pipes without any control. So if a pipe is cracked, it's underground, water gets into it. That's what the infiltration is about. Inflow is like if people had their downspouts going into these pipes, there's water flowing in there, but it was intentional. Okay, that's typical of some pumps from people's houses is another way. Those are illegal at this stage. Those should not be happening anymore. And we actually had to pass a sewer law that made that clear that that was no longer legal. But, you know, the future town board and sewer district will have to work with individual property owners to try to figure that out. That's New York state law. That's not particular to Tuxedo. So no one should feel picked on about that. That needs to happen. And the new sewer plant can operate with clean water flowing into it, storm water. Okay, so based on the town highway department's initial inspections, as we said, we went out there personally. The town board approved $100,000 expenditure for closed circuit inspections of closed circuit TV inspections of the pipes, including the manhole inspections. On March 10th, the town executed a public works agreement with Inliner Solutions to perform further TV inspections of the manholes and the collection system, because Rob's guys did it with their own camera first, but their equipment wasn't sophisticated enough to get in all the pipes. Inliner completed the closed-circuit TV and manhole inspections on March 24th and provided the town with written reports of their findings. The Public Works Agreement with Inliner included cleaning and inspection of 1,995 linear feet of 6-inch pipe, 1,926 linear feet of 8-inch pipe, and visual inspection of 39 manholes. On April 6th, the town supervisor, that would be me, town highway superintendent Rob Dolbaum, and town engineer Sean Hoffman met to review the inspection reports and identify the first phase of the repairs, which included exploratory excavations within the village of Tuxedo Park, determined if 2 previously unknown pipes were discharging groundwater to the sanitary collection system, an excavation to replace a 90-foot pipe that was leaking along Mountain Road. So Rob's guys dug up Mountain Road, put in 90 feet of pipe where one of the biggest offenders was, and we checked out the lines in Tuxedo Park. Additionally, the highway department excavated and sealed 2 leaking manholes on Mountain Road. In May 2023, the town contracted Corrosion Products and equipment to install and maintain a flow monitor within the Hamlet District Collection System so that the town may track flows in conjunction with the reduction of inflow and infiltration. So we put in monitors basically to make sure that these flows that were accurate. We'd be sure how much water was flowing in there. The town supervisor, town highway superintendent, and town engineer met on June 9th to evaluate the effect of the first phase of repairs and identify the second phase of repairs, which would be lining the pipes and replacing pipes as needed and sealing all the manholes. So that comes down to what the work is being proposed. Based on the town highway department's initial above-grade visual inspections and the closed-circuit television inspections performed by Inliner, the second phase of repairs for the Tuxedo Hamlet Sewer District Collection System is proposed to consist of approximately 4,700 linear feet of new pipes, lining of the pipes, approximately 500 linear feet of open-cut sewer pipe replacement, and approximately 32 manholes to be rehabilitated with sealing, plugging, and patching. Additionally, further closed-circuit TV and manhole inspections will be conducted, anticipating future phases of repair. The cost opinion. The town board, on behalf of the Hamlet Sewer District, received bids for the proposed work on November 16, 2023. These bids were based on unit prices with estimated quantities based on the highway department's initial above-grade visual inspections and the closed-circuit TV inspections performed by Inliner. As a unit price contract, the award does not guarantee the contractor the full amount since quantities may be less than those estimated, nor does it guarantee the quantities will not be exceeded and the total amount greater than the bid. As such, a construction contingency has been included, which is intended to address potential exceedances. Our opinion of total project cost is summarized in Table 1. So the lowest qualified bid construction cost came in at $837,866. With the construction cost contingency of 15%, which would be another $125,679. Engineering, construction administration at about $21,000, and legal services and bond counsel $10,000. The total projected cost, rounded up, would be $994,500. So that's what the public hearing is about, to hear your opinions as to should we go ahead with this, or whatever you think about that. So I'm going to make a motion to open the public hearing. The, sorry,
7:16. So, yeah. 7:16.
Don't actually need a motion to open it. We just open it.
all right, well, I motioned anyway. Opening the public hearing at 7:16 PM. So if you'd like to make a comment, we have a microphone here. Again, it does not amplify your voice, but it's so people at home can hear you, and also that it would be recorded for posterity. Anybody live here in the hamlet that would like to comment? I think that might be most appropriate.
Nobody from the hamlet?
Oh, I know there's people from the hamlet.
I live in East Village. I've
Could
been
you
following
just
this project.
identify your name,
Okay,
please?
Rick Marsh, I live in East Village. I've been following the project for approximately a year now. It has to be done. There's been so much fines that we've been paying to the DEC and overage and everything else. The system is 100 years old.
More
It's
than.
decrepit. The root systems are breaking it down. It's something that just has to be done.
Irene, I live in Laurel Ridge, but I do have a comment. What have other or previous administrations done about this sewer system? It seems like it's been an issue for a while. I'm just curious.
Irene, I couldn't say I followed it much prior to my term on the town board. But I would just say, in defense of anybody who came before us, it's a problem that plagues towns throughout the whole United States. It's one of these problems that it's not sexy to deal with. It takes a lot of work and time and investment. And, I'm sure there was patchwork done along the way, but, you can only patch things so far. And of course, there was a lot of anticipation for the new sewer plant coming on board. But unfortunately, that agreement doesn't deal with the existing collection system. I think that was a flaw in the agreement that was drawn up, but, that's rearview mirror. Monday night next day quarterbacking. But I'm proud to say that this board grabbed this by the horns, and, we've been on it for years. It's not a simple fix. And,
You work really hard to
we
accomplish this.
have a plan in place, and, even the plan we have in place isn't replacing all the pipes. It will set it up. You need a constant repair program. And, Jay, I don't know, you've been heavily involved in this, and I see your hand up, so please, if you want to add to that.
Yeah, one of the things I would say is that until we switched over to the new plant, which was much more sensitive to the amount of inflow that it gets, inflow and infiltration, this wasn't really an issue that was was sort of hidden. The old plant didn't really care if there was extra flow. You got a big storm, you got more flow, it just flowed through the plant faster and nobody noticed. So it was really the beginning of operation of the new plant, and then with its associated metering and higher tolerances, that made us aware of how bad the system had gotten.
And also, the new plant functions differently.
Absolutely.
So whereas the new plant uses microbes, if that's the right term,
That is correct.
then, and so too much clean water coming into the system dilutes that and makes it less effective. So it's also the technology of the new plant that is requiring all this extra work as well.
Any further public comment? Anybody from home want to make a comment?
Hey, it's Evelyn David.
Hello, Evelyn, good evening.
Hello. Hi. Good evening. Thank you for, wow, you've been working on this so hard. I would say, it's a good thing you all were there, to discover this. And with the new plant, you obviously, you don't really have you got to do something. Hopefully the next board will take this up and run with it. So the meeting tonight is an open meeting to discuss and then you'll vote on it? Is that correct?
Now, this is just
Or
a
how-
public hearing
Oh.
for
Oh, okay.
comment about the need to go forward with this renovation project and also to
Right.
consider public funding. But this is just a public hearing. We really wanted to get this ready for the next town board because we do have a bid that came in that I was just reading from this company called TAM. And the bid expires on, of all days, Valentine's Day, February 14th. So we didn't want to lose the opportunity to pursue that bid because they are.
Was that the low bid that you quoted? Or
Yes,
no?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
The low
Oh,
qualified.
okay. Sounds great. Sounds
Yeah,
great.
so, the next town board would only have, till February 14th. Otherwise, they'd have to start the process again. That would be challenging.
That would be
So-
very challenging. That would be crazy. Yeah.
Well, thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, I'll make a motion and ask for a second that all persons desiring to be heard, having been heard, the public hearing of the proposed improvements to the Hamlet Sewer District be closed at 7:22. Do I have a second on that?
A second.
Seconded by Michelle Lindsay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye?
All right.
Okay, duly noted, unanimous. Okay, so that closes the public hearing. We have Chief Trezino here this evening. Chief has asked that I recognize him. He'd like to update the town and make a statement to the public and the town board. Chief Trezino, thank you for coming this evening.
Sir.
Could you just make sure your microphone is turned on, Chief?
Yeah, green light.
Oh, great.
Mr. Supervisor, town board members, ladies and gentlemen of the greater Tuxedo area. The national increase in criminal activity has visited Tuxedo, and there was recently a burglary within our town. The Tuxedo Police Department is currently following several leads and investigating this incident. Because this was not an isolated event in the region, we are partnering with several outside departments who were also affected. Due to the fact that this is an open investigation, we cannot currently divulge any details of the incident. In the meantime, to answer this crime, we have increased patrols in the town and have begun the execution of anti-crime strategies to proactively discover, pursue, and eliminate any further opportunities. We do not live in New York City or some other soft-on-crime area. It is this simple. If you break the law in Tuxedo, expect to interact with our police. Perpetrators will be apprehended, charged, and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Residents should be aware of this increase in police activity. If you observe any suspicious activity or wish to provide anonymous information to the Tuxedo Police Department, please call us at 845-351-5111, or you can email us at tpdgeneral@tuxedopd.com. As always, if you need to report an emergency or dangerous situation, immediately call 911. Thank you, stay safe, and remember that you are the eyes and ears of this community.
Thank you, Chief. I have noticed an increase in patrols, and thanks to you and the rank and file, keeping us safe. Agenda items, there's two agenda items here tonight. Resolution to consider authorizing the agreement for snow and ice control on Old Forge Road in Warwick. A lot of people think that's Tuxedo, but it's actually Warwick. This is the road that's across from the old International Paper Facility. And a resolution to consider towing license applications. Any public comment on those items? I wouldn't imagine there'd be much. Oh, did you want to comment? Please, Jerry, you'd have to take this.
Jerry Matola. Obviously, it's not the old International Paper Building. It's down farther past the highway garage on
Oh, Old Forge Road.
Old Forge Road.
Thank you. I was thinking of Iron. I was over there today. Thank you. Ironwood Road. Thank you, Chief. So agenda item number 1, resolution authorizing agreement for snow and ice control on Old Forge Road. Thank you, Jerry, in Warwick. I'll make a motion and ask for a second that the town board hereby authorizes the town supervisor to execute an agreement with the town of Warwick whereby the town will provide services for the control of snow and ice on Old Forge Road for the 2023-2024 season at the compensation rate of $6,000. I'll make a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Maria. Open to town board discussion.
Do it every year. Yeah.
Do it every year. I checked with Rob Dolbaum. We reviewed past storm patterns. Actually, so far this year, haven't been any, and of any real merit. And he assured me, we went over the numbers again, and he told me that this was a fair compensation, so I'm satisfied with that. Are you okay with that?
Yep.
Jay, Deirdre, you good? Okay. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Note it's unanimous. Item number 2, resolution approving a towing license permit. This is another annual event. I'll make a motion, ask for a second, that the application for towing license submitted by the following businesses having received approval of Detective Shiloh are hereby approved for the period of January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2024. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 applicants. Apple Auto Body in Harriman, Loyal Tire and Auto Center in Harriman, NJV in Sloatsburg, Itzy's Collision in Southfields, ISM Car Rental Southfields, and Freeman Auto in Harriman, New York are the vetted applicants. Do I have a second on that? I don't know if I asked for a
I'll
second.
second.
Second?
I think, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Michelle? I'll put Michelle. So, any town board comment on that?
ISM Car Rental's a new one. Is that, do you know where that is?
I don't, actually.
Is that part of its?
I think that's part of its.
I think so. Any further discussion needed on that?
No?
That's, from how I said, it's a rotation thing. They call who's next in line, and, they get first right of refusal or. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Department updates? Not today. Very good. Supervisor's update. I do have an update. Like I said, this is my last meeting here this evening, and I'd like to thank everyone who's come out here this evening to support this town board for all the work that we've done. There's a lot of people I'd like to thank, but there's one person I really have to thank, and that's my wife, Lynn. To my wife and partner, Lynn. You've always been a consistent source of support and encouragement. Your participation and interest in all of my endeavors and your love of our community has kept me going through some challenging times. Your actions in helping encourage participation in local government, your steady concern for our environment, social justice, and democracy is inspiring. Your volunteer leadership with the Tuxedo Historical Society, the Democratic Committee, and our local residents group makes you truly deserving of recognition and appreciation. You're my true partner in life and my most valuable friend. I love you. Take it back. Wait.
Maria.
Maria, I know you're prepared.
Want me to go?
I would love for you to go.
Sure. So I just wrote something up because I think I have a lot of people to thank. So I'd like to thank the people of Tuxedo for giving me an opportunity to serve you on this town council. On my first meeting here 4 years ago, I said to you that I wanted to see Tuxedo to become the place no one ever wants to leave. My work for the past 4 years has always been rooted in this goal. With the approval of Tuxedo Reserve Special Permit, not only will we have a town no one will ever want to leave, but also one which many new people will call home. Getting this done after decades is one of my proudest accomplishments on this board. I thank Ken for his expert leadership of the town and for mentoring me to be an independent and knowledgeable leader, and my fellow board members for their knowledge, expertise, and for allowing me to learn the complex art of compromise. I thank the department heads, especially Town Clerk Marissa Dahlbaum, Rob Dolbaum, and Chief Trezino, who keep our town safe and running smoothly. I thank Carrie, Kathleen, Deborah, and Lori, and the knowledgeable employees and consultants who work closely with us. Running a small town is hard, and their expertise, hard work, and dedication makes it all happen for the rest of us. Most of all, I want to thank our devoted volunteers, especially Bonnie Takeuchi, Sue Scher, Linda Pollack, Donna Wynand, Noreen Fennell, Jerry and Gail Mottola, Kelly Spranger, Claudia Bacchiari, Mary McFarlane, Pat Barone, Irene Denaro, Lynn Kelly, Betty Langberg, Sue Hayward, Meg Vaught, Aoife Gagan, Victoria Love, and many others. These wonderful folks safely give of their time and expertise on behalf of Tuxedo residents. Their efforts makes our town more beautiful, safer, better informed, and bring us our children closer together as a community. In this meeting, we pass the baton to a new town board. I congratulate Supervisor-elect McMillan and Councilman-elect Marsh and Casker. I wish them and the new board great success in moving our town to its next exciting phase. After living in many places throughout the world, I am one of those people who never wants to leave this beautiful town. I vow to become one of the many volunteers who will help the incoming board in whatever capacity I can. Again, I sincerely thank you for the opportunity to serve the town of Tuxedo. It has been a privilege I will never forget.
Gonna miss you, Maria.
See why I wanted her to go next. Because she said it beautifully. Thank you, Maria. Michelle Lindsay.
Thank you. Well, it's so great to see so many people here today. And I think when I first started to campaign in 2015, 8 years ago, I think the best part about running for office is knocking on doors and being welcomed by the residents of this town to talk about what their issues are and to hear what, we had to say. And getting to know so many people in so many areas of Tuxedo has been such an honor, and I really feel privileged to have represented every area of our town. And there's been committees that I've worked with, the Economic Development Committee, had so many people come out, and it has thrived in the Port Committee and the Climate Smart Committee that I co-chair with Jim Hayes. I'm chair of the Tuxedo Task Force, and Jim is the chair of the Tuxedo Park Task Force. And there's just been so much we've been able to accomplish for the town, and it's just been a town where we all work together on many important issues. And it's, all I could say is it's just been such a privilege to have served with you guys and to have served the town. So,
Thank you.
thank you. I have to thank Jake. Yikes. After your lovely expression of thankfulness for. Yeah. And he gave me the high sign that I don't have to go kiss him.
There's time for that.
Brian, it's a pleasure working with you too. It's
Absolutely.
been amazing.
Deirdre Murphy?
Well, all I can say is I'm really sorry I'm not there. And I do appreciate the fact that you all have made such lovely speeches. But the one thing I have to say is you should all be very proud of yourselves. We did a great job. We did a lot of work, and a lot of work that has to be done. And I believe deeply that we have developed a foundation to move Tuxedo forward in a very positive way. And I think that is because of all the hard work of every person on the board, including, and I agree with Maria, the volunteers, as well as the staff that we have for the town of Tuxedo, meaning the highway department, the accounting department, the town clerk's office. Everyone kicks in and really gets the job done. And I think that it's been a true honor to work with everybody. And I look forward to working with the new board, but I do hope that this board will continue to contribute, as they have, their expertise and knowledge, deep knowledge about the town, because we've all had to dig deep down and find all kinds of information, which we have, and we should hope that you guys are still going to be involved. So with that, I thank you deeply and look forward to working with everyone in the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I know we're counting on you to continue the hard work, and I know you will. Thank you, Deirdre.
I like to work.
You've proven that. Jay?
Thank you. Well, as I've learned from working with lawyers, I'll just stipulate all the proceeding and just say that it's been a privilege and a pleasure to work with everybody on this board, and we're going to miss you. And I will just add for everyone the best wishes for a happy and healthy new year, and watch out for the COVID. It's out there. It's not fun.
Amy is here tonight representing J&G as our town attorney. Amy, thank you for your work with us. It's relatively new working with you. Obviously, we've worked with J&G, the town, for a very long time. I hope you will pass on to Howard our thanks for the years of dedication, and Larry, who helped us so much through the Tuxedo Farms negotiations, and couldn't have done it without J&G, and just want to officially state that as one of my last utterances here from the board. Thank you to you and J&G, and especially Howard Prater. Thank you.
Some new business. I'm going to do that under new other business.
And I would just like to take a minute to invite everybody here over to Steve's Pizza for some pizza and wine or beer, whatever. Ken and I would like you to join us and celebrate.
Thank you. Why don't we take care of this?
Sure.
This,
Public comments?
I'm sorry?
Public comments?
Let me finish business and then we'll absolutely do that. Thank you. So we need to just approve the minutes. Let me get that. I'll make a motion, ask for a second to accept the minutes of the regular bi-monthly town board meeting held on December 11, 2023. I'll make the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Michelle Lindsay. Any edits, additions, comments? No? All in favor of approval?
Aye.
Aye, that would be unanimous. Vouchers, on a motion, I'll make a motion and ask for a second that the following vouchers having been audited by the town board are hereby approved for payment. Claims number 201-292-2579 through 201-292-2658, be approved for payment. Do I have a second on that?
I'll second.
Seconded by Maria May. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Unanimous. Okay, let me cross those two things off. Public comments. Sue Sher, you have the microphone on, is it green?
Yeah, just turned it off.
Very good.
I think I'm speaking from me, but I'm probably speaking from everybody here. So I would like to thank the Tuxedo Town Board members and the town staff members for everything you did the past few years. This meeting may have been quiet, but that is not so of the past 25-plus meetings. You've accomplished many things. Among them, return to the full police staff, finalization of the permits for Tuxedo Reserve Farms Reserve, whatever it's called. I remember when it was Tuxedo Reserve. Once upon a time. Revitalize the recreation department, new sewer plant, beautification of buildings in town, review of the water system in the hamlet. Thank you to Police Chief Trezino for all of the training and hiring of the staff, leading us towards full-time coverage. Rob Dolbaum for taking care of our streets and properties. Lori Cosgrove for restructuring the supervisor's office. Carrie Alley for creating a new fiscal oversight system and keeping everyone informed. Deborah Villanueva for staying on top of every new and pending building project. Kathleen Metcalf for revitalizing the recreation department, running a wonderful day camp, and bringing in new programs for seniors. And Marissa. She's not even.
She's there.
I'm here.
And Marissa for staying on top of everything and being there for the residents whenever they need Deirdre and Jay, for your expert advice and consideration on all of the town projects, and I hope you will provide a model for the upcoming board. Good luck. Michelle, you have spent quite a number of years on the board overseeing issues related to finance and the impact of the environment on town. Your commitment to the environment is very appreciated. Maria, your energy and enthusiasm is appreciated. You represented the board at every community event, welcoming people. The revitalized recreation program succeeded because of your consultation and energy. Ken, a few weeks ago at the menorah lighting ceremony, the rabbi called you the town shamash. A shamash is a candle on the Hanukkah menorah that is used to light other candles. In your role as supervisor, you oversaw all of the many and varied activities of the town and helped them to happen. We thank you for that. It's been busy 4 years, and the town is better for the work of all of you. Thank you, and Happy New Year.
I'm gonna ring the bell.
Rick Marsh, councilperson-elect. I just would like to thank you guys. I really think you laid the path that we can follow. You really got a lot of these tough projects moving to the point where we can comfortably take over and make sure that we could see your visions through, and we'll be able to move these to where the town will be satisfied. I think the incoming board understands where your ideas and your thoughts are, and we're willing to work with you and try to make this a cohesive unit that we can work as a team. And I'd like to thank you for all the hard work that you've done over the years.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you.
You're the keeper of the microphone. Claudia.
Talking back to your Army Laurel Ridge. So I'm not as eloquent as Sue is or anybody else here, but I just want to thank you. So thank you, Maria. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Michelle, for all you have done during your tenure. And
We got Jay and Deirdre as well.
There's
Days.
I thank you next week. So thank you for all you have done, and I want my friend Ken back. So no more working, retirement.
Thank you.
I want to thank you all for your hard work. I mean, we all know it, we all see it, especially people that have attended town board meetings. You have worked so hard, all of you. Jay and Deidre too, but the last 4 years, I mean, the accomplishments are mind-blowing, what you were able to do in 4 years. And one last thing, you did pretty good for a librarian.
Thank you. Dale.
Dale Matola, Hamlet. The thing that has impressed me the most about this town board is the model that I very much hope is carried forward of everybody having projects that they're responsible for, obviously putting the time in, every single individual putting a lot of time in on their particular project, because that's 5 people contributing to progress. And this is really the first town board that has moved forward as much as you have, and I really hope that it's a good model for future town boards. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
For your devotion and dedication to our town.
Thank you.
Brian Sullivan, Eagle Valley. I just want to thank you guys. After working with you all for the past 4 years, for your guidance, insight, different ways of looking at things. It was really a pleasure. I'm glad to have called you all colleagues and friends. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody knows me anyway, but I'm Betty Langbert, and I'm from the Eagle Valley section of the town of Tuxedo. Not that that matters, really. And I'm very happy for everything this board has accomplished over their years of service to this town. I especially want to thank them for their support of the Tuxedo Historical Society and all those volunteer workers. Thank you.
Evelyn, is your hand still raised? Jim Hayes?
Yes, my hand is still raised.
Okay, just 1 second, Evelyn. I acknowledge somebody else. You'll be next.
Okay, got it.
Thank you, Jim.
Village of Tuxedo Park, town of Tuxedo. I've watched the board from a greater distance, I think, than many of you have, but I've worked very closely with Michelle on our climate smart committees, both the towns and the villages. And I'm aware of the hard work that the rest of the board has done, but I'm acutely aware of the hard work that Michelle has put in because I've been working directly with her. And her energy, enthusiasm, and steadfastness in doing a lot of really hard work and putting in the time day in and day and day in and out has been really impressive. And I certainly hope that the things she has done will be carried forward with the new board. They're important to do.
Thank you,
Yes,
Jim.
thank you.
Okay. Oh, Evelyn, sorry, please go ahead.
Oh, you almost forgot.
No.
No, no. I said thank you before. I wish that I were there tonight, but I'd be crying. So it's probably a good thing I'm not. What wonderful speeches, what wonderful people, incredible work you have all done. I am so hopeful for the next board coming up. That they can accomplish and keep going with all the work that you've done. We will definitely be sitting at all the meetings and listening, and anything any of us can do to help out, we're here. But thank you, all of you, for everything, and wishing you a very happy new year, okay? Happy and healthy. That's incredibly important right now. So going into the future, thank you again for everything, okay?
Thank you, Evelyn.
All right.
And I see Dave McMillan.
Yeah, hi, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
I'm kind of in the back room. I'm sorry I couldn't be with you today. With my mother-in-law at her 80th birthday, so I stepped away to just give you a message here. So Dave McMillan, supervisor-elect.
One second.
Got an echo.
Trying to get rid of the echo, Dave.
Try your best, Dave. I'll see if I can fix it.
How about now?
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds better.
All right, Ken, Marie, and Michelle. I mean, I'd like to thank you for your dedicated services over the years. Michelle, you've been there for 8 years. I've worked with you for many of those. I appreciate all your dedicated services here. Your hard work and commitment to our community have made a significant impact in shaping our town for the better. And we all deeply appreciate that. To echo what Rick said, we have no intention of straying the course that you've set. We'll definitely engage the citizens of the town of Tuxedo as well as past board members to continue in that trek. So I just want to say I wish you all nothing but the best in the future. Good luck. God bless. Happy New Year. And Ken, will you finally retire now? I mean, I tried to as well.
Yeah, there'll be a little more golf in my future.
I think so. We always seem to be rejuvenated. But thank you so much again, all of you. And looking forward to talking with all of you about the future of Tuxedo and engaging anybody that wants to travel this path with us. So thank you so much again. God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Hallie Gaines from Laurel Ridge. I just want to thank you all. You've meant so much to me, my family. You don't know the things that you've been there for. Maria, you've been such a good friend. Whenever I needed any information about the town, I know I could reach out to you, or just for anything. You've always been helpful for so much, always wanting to lend a helping hand through everything. I just couldn't imagine not having you here. Same thing with Ken. I mean, Ken, you've been so amazing. Your support of me and my children. I mean, the stories are just amazing. That just if I can share one about the fire alarm going off in my house. And it was like a year or so ago, and I was in a deposition, and I just didn't know what to do. You know, the alarm was going off, my son was calling me, and I was in another county. And so I texted Ken, and sure enough, he goes to check on my house and my son, and stays here with my son until he knew everything was safe. And that just meant so much that I could reach out to you for that. And you were busy with town work. You were not available normally, so you did that for me. That meant so much. And then the time with the lost cat, you were helping me take care of that outside in our neighborhood. I mean, what other supervisor could do something like that, just to help in the neighborhood? So that was, and my kids and I will just miss you guys so much. You attended my daughter's bar mitzvah a couple years ago, Ken, and your connection and help with the volunteer work that she did that some years ago. I think that was 3 years ago. You did that with us and the town, and Michelle, you helped with that too, so we can have that at the train station, that volunteer work for Abilene. Michelle, I always also felt safe that you were here and helping with the environment and doing everything that you do as a team. It just, I just, even though I couldn't attend things and be there as much as I wanted to, I just felt like the town was safe with you guys, and I felt at peace for that.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we've got some pizza to eat, but I know Michelle had some things that she wanted to bring to our attention, so I'll turn the floor over to you, Michelle.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we've been working on 2 resolutions and for tonight's meeting, and the town board has, received this last week. So the 2 resolutions I'd like to present would be for approval to prepare a request for bids for the Hamlet Revitalization Master Plan. And I'll explain that a little bit more. And the other is approval for town engineer Sean Hoffman to prepare an alternative bid request for proposal for upgrades to the town hall HVAC, heating and venting, air conditioning system. So these resolutions are important to approve tonight so that the incoming town board can move quickly to evaluate the bids and complete the projects that are very needed right now. So the first one, the RFP for a master plan for revitalization of the Tuxedo Hamlet Business District. This RFP was approved in October by the town board for our town planner and our town attorney to write it, and it was approved by our town attorney and sent to the town board last week. So the RFP outlines the scope of the project, which indicates the boundaries that we want a master plan developed for, the public meetings that will continue to hold throughout the whole process, plan revisions that will certainly come as we get input from the town residents, and grant assistance. So we need to approve this tonight so we can get preliminary plans to the public, schedule those meetings, revise the plans, and then prepare the final master plan and the grant application. And there's deadlines that we have to meet, which is why we have to approve this tonight. And it's a lot for the new incoming board, so we want to help them along as much as possible. So the process of bringing everybody together to move this project forward has been very rewarding to me. If you recall, a couple of years ago, we had the Move Tuxedo Forward webinar. We had about 100 people participated on that. Oh. No battery, okay. So anyway, so we have come a long way, and we've worked with the county departments of economic development, tourism and film, Orange County Partnership, the IDA for the county, and our state senator, our state assemblyman. And it's all been a huge process, all coming to where we are right now to move forward. And Deirdre and I have met with the DOT, we've met with the MTA, we've gotten all the information that we've compiled, sent over to the town planner and the town attorney to incorporate into this RFP. So I'd like to make a motion to authorize the posting of the request for proposals for a master plan for Tuxedo Hamlet revitalization as written and approved by our town planner and our town attorney. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Discussion?
Well, you mentioned trying to help the next town board move this forward. I feel like we've done that. We've teed it up for the next town board. You're right, we did authorize Howard Pratt, our town attorney, and Bonnie Franson, who works as our town planner, on October 23rd to pull something together related to this. I think the specific scope that was originally introduced has grown. But I really feel like we have really check that box to move it forward for the next town board. This would be a very expensive proposition, and certainly the work that would be triggered by it would be in the millions of dollars. But I really feel that the next board is, we've teed it up for you, and I think that's what our job was to do. And I would really feel like at this late date for us to be trying to approve that is really appropriate for the next town board. Maria, I don't know if you want to.
I mean, I feel the same. I feel like I support the goals of the revitalization. I just feel like it's a huge commitment of money. I mean, again, we've brought it to this point for you, but I think that it should be up to you, the next town board, to make the decision of how big you want the scope of this project to be, the timing of it, you know, the payment of it, things like that. And I just don't think that rushing an RFP through today would be as helpful. I think that they need to start, you know, as a board to think through these things themselves. So
Jay, did you want to respond?
Yeah. On October 23rd, the meeting of October 23rd, this board approved a resolution to develop an RFP for the preparation of a master conceptual planogram, including landscape concept drawings, parking enhancements, street safe design, and pedestrian safety and circulation. Now, a planogram isn't a term of art in the engineering or in my world, but the definition that I got from Deirdre is a planogram is basically a conceptual plan that demonstrates the concept and where things are going to go. And at that meeting, I asked if we needed to have the town engineer be part of the review of this. And I was told, no, that wasn't necessary because this proposal, this RFP, wasn't going to include any significant engineering. It wasn't going to include the required survey to move any of these plans forward to constructability. And that's what we approved. This RFP is well written. I mean, I have a couple of comments, technical things, but nothing major. But this is for a full-blown set of construction plans, including water and sewer plans, drainage, sidewalk and highway site plans for submission to New York State DOT for permits, cut and fill earthworks. This is a full-blown engineering effort. Now, the scope creep is in an order, at least one order of magnitude in cost. Based on the numbers that we had when we put together a budget estimate for the work around Store Road, taking those numbers, which we all decided were pretty accurate, and applying them just to the sidewalk portions of the proposed plan from the train station down to the school, comes with an estimated project cost on the back of an envelope of somewhere between $2.5 and $3 million. Based on a standard engineering rule of thumb that the engineering is going to be 10% of the project cost, we're talking about an RFP here for projects somewhere between $250,000 and $300,000. I'm not willing to approve that the day before this board goes offline. I am all in favor of Hamlet development, beautification, traffic safety, all the rest of it. But I'll take this up when I have my 2024, 2025 hat on.
Well, all I like to say now is that no one is suggesting that we commit to any monies. The RFP is basically to get estimates on a grand plan. You're right. It does encompass all of the aspects that are needed to make an application to the New York Forward grant, which is due in July. So if we are going to actually get estimates and decide whether to move forward or not, because an RFP is not a commitment to spend. It is an estimate on evaluation of a project. This is not something that is new to this board. We have been discussing it for over 2 years. So the idea that this is something that is out of the blue and just too hard to digest at this point is a little bit over the top, if you really, I mean, an RFP is about getting people to look at the project, give us a breakdown and costs involved in doing all the aspects of the project. In order for us to have a good application and a shot at getting millions of dollars to help us with the revitalization, we need an accurate and full-blown plan, including we need a resident committee that's going to be able to review these things. So if we want to delay because this board feels as though they've teed everybody up, I disagree strongly because I do believe that it is important to post this earlier rather than later. It is not a commitment to spend. I think it's very important that everyone understand that. This is just an RFP, a request for pricing, a bid, that's it. So I do think we should go forward. I think it's very important to continue the progress. And I think that this board has done a lot of work on this, and to be able to just say, well, we'll pass it to the next, I think it's a mistake. That's my opinion.
I'd just like to answer that. I'm an engineer and I answer RFPs all the time. An RFP comes with the basic promise that one of the people who is putting in the response to that RFP is going to get the project, assuming that they got a responsible bid and a reasonable price that meets the estimated price that the agency letting the RFP has in mind. We could let this RFP. For this amount of money, some company is going to spend, I don't know, $20,000 putting this package together. If we get a reputation for putting out RFPs that we never follow, that we never execute, we'll stop getting qualified bidders.
We never get qualified bidders, to be honest with you. We never have. This, finally, we have a path forward. We have identified 10 engineering firms that are interested in looking at this RFP, and we want to move forward. But, okay, we'll just wait for the next board.
To be clear, we may have 10 firms who are interested in doing this project, not in submitting a proposal.
We need
If
to
we're not
speak
gonna
to
pull
them
the
about
trigger.
that. Well, that's about speaking to them, and I have spoken to quite a few of them who are interested in getting our RFP and to taking a look at it. You're right, some of them are going to decide to pass, but in order for us to have a clear path forward and an application for New York Forward, in which we've been told that we have a very good shot at, we cannot make an application without a master plan. That just is something that we need to understand.
That is correct. And as I've said before we can put together a plan, we have to have a project. And this project is 100% of Route 17, from the train station down to somewhere near Steve's Pizza.
I think we've considered.
Well,
Do you
I
do you
didn't
need
get a
any
chance to
further
say
information on this? I don't
Well,
know.
I'd
Wait,
like to
just one
make-
second.
okay.
Jay, do you need any further information on this?
I do not, but I'm willing to listen to what Michelle has to say.
Yeah, we talked with our town planner, and the dates, just so you have an idea, so that it's possible for us to go forward. We would post this January 3rd. We would have a site visit for interested parties to come on January 27th. The bids would be due the end of January, and the bid opening in in February.
But all those
And
actions would
may I
need, no, wait,
finish?
no, those actions would need to be done by the next town board, so,
And what
you
if
know,
the scope
they
is
would
a
need
little
to
bit
commit to that calendar.
Well, we have been, as Deirdre says, we've been working on this for 2 years. We're certainly not rushing to this. We've been looking for town board input, and I don't want to end our terms this way, but we have been asking for town board input all along the way.
You could have it in a vote, she could have it in a vote right
And
now.
I mean, I think, I mean, that, if I could finish, and, you know, the thing is, there are towns in Orange County that are getting this New York Forward funding. The funding grants are $4.5 million. Port Jervis got $10 million. Our own town planners are working on that $10 million proposal. Our town planners have secured $10 million for, it's either Ossining or Peekskill, one of those, they got $10 million. We can't even apply for any grants. I have tried for the consolidated funding application, which comes every year in July. I have applied 3 times.
I
And
know,
I'm
but
always
listen
told,
to me,
I
Michelle, can I-
know,
may I
I just
speak?
want to finish.
I mean-
And I have been told each time I apply for a grant that you can't even be considered if you don't have a plan that's ready to go. Now, the New York Forward is a state-funded program handing out $4.5 million to small towns. These are for small towns because they're so dedicated to downtown revitalization of small towns. We have the full backing of county legislators at the IDA, the Orange County Partnership, Orange County Department of Tourism, who are going to help us. Our state senator, our state assemblymen are supporting us, but we can't do anything without a plan. And if we don't approve this now, and we're not rushing because we've been talking about this for 2 years, it's just, finally we've approved going out for the, having our attorney and planner prepare this RFP in October. It took this long to prepare it and have our attorney finally give its approval.
I know,
So-
but Michelle, may I speak?
Of
So I
course,
think
yeah, I
that
just
we are
was asking
assuming
to
that
let me
this
speak,
board
now you
coming
can
in
speak.
in 2 weeks from now, will have the same scope, the same ideas, whatever. They might have very similar ideas. They might have exactly the same ideas, but it's up to them to decide. A 2-week delay is not going to make that much of a difference. These folks are here. They're listening to this. They're tuned in through the campaign, through, to what it's doing. For us to approve something, it binds them to something that they might or might not want to do exactly this way. They are new board, they're coming in. God bless you guys. And they should have, the differences of 2 weeks from us approving it now to them approving it when they first meet as a town board, it's not that long of a delay. And all of those things that all of these people are behind us, then they'll still be behind us. I just don't think it is our job today to make a decision that is going to completely be carried out by another town board that, that is going to be, 4 days from now, is going to be sworn in. So that's why
Well,
I'm not
we have
ready.
talked to them, and we've talked to Rick, we've talked to Dave, and Chris Hatcher, and they're all supportive of us
So
moving
then
forward.
let's give it to them.
Okay, well, let's just take
Let's
a
take a
vote.
vote. I'll take a roll call vote. Maria?
No.
Ken, no. Jay?
No.
Deirdre?
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, I have one more. For everybody's pleasure. Okay, so the town board approved an energy audit of town hall. And
did.
we know that our HVAC system needs to be upgraded. That report recommended replacement of our current gas furnace with a geothermal system.
No, it actually it recommended either replacement of the existing system or consider a geothermal. So let's be clear about that. They gave us 2 different options, correct?
Well, of course, there was always that, but there was recommendation. I believe they used the word recommendation.
Well,
I
then
can look
the town
it
board
up.
asked me to speak to the town engineer about that, and he opined about that as well. And yes, it's up to the town board to decide in which direction are we going. Either a geothermal
Right.
system or replacement with a high efficiency, basically traditional type of boiler system.
Right, exactly.
That was what we were
That's what
set
the
up
board,
with.
yes, that's what the board wants. And I have spoken with incoming board members, and they want to compare the costs and benefits of both a geothermal system and replacement of gas furnace. Okay?
You just said it. They should consider it. Absolutely
Absolutely.
true.
So as I've been saying to the town board, and emails that I've been sending out to you. I have spoken with Sean, and the best way to get costs and benefits of both options would be for him to prepare an alternative bid request for proposal. So contractors can bid on the geothermal, they can bid on a gas furnace, they could bid on both, whatever they want. So tonight's resolution is just to approve that Sean can start working on the alternative bid RFP. And that shouldn't be anything that is encumbering, if you think of it that way, the next town board, because they want it, they need it. We've been talking about doing this for a long time.
Well, we
So-
did talk about it, and I did consider this, and Jay, you are an engineer, can you summarize where we're at with this?
Well, I mean, we've had this discussion a couple of times, most specifically at the last meeting. There are two options, as Michelle pointed out. We can do basically a replacement in kind. It will be more efficient than what we currently have just because of improvements in technology. It will have a lower initial cost. It may have a higher long-term cost that's not completely clear yet. The alternate is the geothermal heat pump system, which would have a significantly higher upfront cost and may have a significantly lower lifetime cost, again, depending on several conditions that have to be examined. And what I suggested at the last meeting was to explore these comparative costs. My recommendation was that we ask Sean or someone else, but Sean was the obvious choice, to do some very preliminary design work that would be sufficient to determine the systems we would need to do those two kinds of alternates, and what, based on that, a budget cost would be and a budget life cycle cost would be. Now, Sean's not here to explain what he and Michelle talked about, and I don't know, but to do a RFP that says, give me a price to replace in kind and to replace the geothermal system in, doesn't seem efficient or effective to me, because it's a different bidding pool and it's a different structure of contract. One is simply equipment and installation. The other is design build for a high-tech manufacturer specific geothermal system. Those are all design bids. And so I don't think that there are many contractors, I haven't surveyed it, who do both, but even so, again, going to RFP is not necessarily the most efficient way to get budget prices. And what I would say is, again, it's up to the board to define a project and then figure out what the best price is for that. And I don't think we're at a point to do that yet. I think that, again, talk to me in 2 weeks when I can talk to the new board that I'm on, and we can figure out which way we want to go with it and what other information we need.
Well, this motion is simply to get Sean to start working on it. It doesn't encumber anybody in any board in any way, because just as you voted down the actual RFP for the Hamlet revitalization, the next town board would look at the RFP that Sean develops and decide whether they want to issue it or not, or if they want him to revise it. But this gets him the approval to get working on something we've all agreed needs to be done.
Well, we paid daylight savings over $6,000 to come up with the initial proposal, which gave you these two options.
audit, yeah.
We had Sean analyze that report, and I think we've teed it up sufficiently for the next town board to make that decision as to which way they want to go, so that they can come up with a project that then needs to be put out for RFP. I don't need any further discussion. This is not a public discussion, sorry.
Well,
Jim, this is not a public discussion.
One thing is, the town board, and Dave made the motion, I seconded it, in 2019, we adopted the Climate Smart Community Pledge. And highlights of that pledge that we adopted recognize the need to reduce greenhouse gas emissions caused by the burning of fossil fuel. Now, let me just finish.
No, this
And
doesn't
that
need a
our-
history lesson here, Michelle.
No,
This is a
what?
very
I can-
simple decision here.
But the
Really?
town adopted the pledge, which includes the following goals of decreasing energy use and shifting to clean, renewable energy. And so that is why we had the audit, and it was clear that the option for geothermal has most likely over time, a lower cost. There are federal incentives right now of 30% of the cost for municipalities to do this shift to clean energy. And all this is saying is that Sean start working on the RFP. That's all
But
it's
the
saying.
the RFP that you are asking him to start on doesn't make any sense. To be
To show,
blunt.
it was what Sean recommended, an alternative bid for geothermal or a gas furnace replacement. And contractors can bid on whichever part of the proposal they're interested in bidding on. It was Sean's recommendation. So I
Okay.
don't know what, I mean, we're not encumbering
you know
any
what?
board
You
by
asked this to be
saying-
brought before the board.
Okay, all right. So I'd like to
Ah.
make a motion to authorize town engineer Sean Hoffman to prepare a request for proposals with alternative bid options to upgrade the town hall HVAC system with a geothermal system or a gas furnace replacement. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. I guess, I don't know if we need any more
I'll
discussion.
I'll ask for the roll call vote. Michelle Lindsay,
Aye.
Deidre Murphy,
Aye.
Ken English, nay.
Maria May,
Maria May, I'm sorry.
nay.
Jay Wright Scott,
No.
okay.
Again, I mean, I think, again, that's prerogative of the next board. They have to make that decision. It's only 2 weeks away.
We've been working on this for so long. I mean, if you had more input, you could have been giving it to me all along.
No, please.
You know, that's really not fair, Michelle. You brought this up at every meeting for the last at least 3 meetings, and we keep saying the same thing.
The
Well,
only point
getting
here,
nowhere.
and I'd like to just say this. The only point here is that we're asking to authorize a consultant for the town of Tuxedo to come up with a proposal so that somebody can bid on replacing this current system or a geothermal system. It's
Yeah,
only
I did speak with
authorizing
Sean, I
somebody to
spoke with
work on
Sean
it.
personally, and he absolutely told me that he would be leaning towards the conventional replacement. So, you know, this is not telling the full story, and the next town board needs to decide it, and we've already taken a vote on that, so it's a moot point. I'm gonna make a motion to adjourn, and thank you all for coming out. Now, no public comment, we've taken public comment already.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I think you're really unfair.
Okay, well, thank you for that.
Absolutely unfair.
Okay, Jim, thank you. I'll make a motion to adjourn. I'll do a roll call vote. Jay Wright Scott,
Aye.
Maria May,
Aye.
Ken English, aye. Michelle Lindsay, Deidre Murphy. Thank you. This meeting is over. Did you sign?
I did. I signed.
You gonna sign?